Still a mix of emotions from yesterday's result. I'm baffled, frustrated, but also relieved. Get involved with your own opinions in that comments section and smash that like button to help support the video.
Well, yeah, I'm still baffled. Yes, a bit relieved, but what we're going to see is more frustration as this season goes on. There is one big problem, and it was clear to see yesterday, and it's going to take one giant step to fix it. We won't fix this until the summer, and it's the wing backs. They are a major problem in how United play for 90 minutes. We're getting moments in games. They are not doing it. They are not good enough. They're decent players, but in this system, that it's not working, and it won't get fixed until the summer. That's how I see it, and I don't think Ruben Amorim is going to be able to go and change this in the January transfer window. He dodged the question, to be honest, about bringing in players in January in his after-match press conference.
Yeah, I mean, even with Ahmad yesterday, got moved into that number 10 role. But then again, I still looked at Mazraoui and I thought, you lost something there with Ahmad being that right wing back as well.
I think what we did, I think we'd lost something by not having a striker, a main striker, a number 9. I did say before the game that Tottenham will give you space and that Sesco has to play. And I was shocked, like most people, that he wasn't picked because the space is there and he would have run into it. And I think the team was set up to defend, to be passive, and the opportunity was missed, I thought.
Yeah, you talked about the wing backs there. You've got Dorgu, Delo, Mazraoui and Ahmad. And I think out of the 4, Ahmad is clearly our best option in the wing back role. And you're just thinking to yourself, can they do any business in January by just bringing one in that would be an improvement? But I think it's got to be the summertime. So how does he fix it now, Ruben Amorim? Because he's not going to change his system. And I don't think he should do either. But how is he going to get the best out of them 4 players now in them positions?
Well, what it is, how's he going to get the best out of him? He knows he's got problems in December and January. He brought it up. Well, it was brought up to him in the press conference. Will he go in the transfer window knowing that he's going to lose 3 players in the AFCON Cup? And would he bring some players in? He wouldn't be drawn on it. But the thing is, if these wing-backs don't improve, then he must go in. He must change it because the quality is going to drop, and it will drop severely. This team, when they played Spurs, played passively. That is not the way you play with wing-backs. We've got a centre forward, we've got Kuna, we've got Mbumo there, and these wing backs have to attack and cross the ball. We did not see that. I've not seen it in the last 2 games, to be honest with you. We are not getting the consistency, good football, passing football, fast football, because the wing backs aren't up to the job. And like I say, it's going to take one giant step of faith with this club, with the owners, to go into that January transfer window. And I believe they're not going to do it because I do believe from the conversations Ruben Amorim was talking about the academy players, we're going to need them. I think he's going to bring them in. I think that's where he's going to go in January. I think he's going to bring in academy players and rely on that.
Yeah, still waiting for updates on Sesco's injury and Maguire's as well. But what's your thoughts and feelings on Sesco? It's a player that we did highlight through earlier this week and faced a lot of slander, I thought, after that Forest game. Do you expect him to improve where you're seeing that improvement with the confidence in front of goal? Because there was an opportunity late on at Spurs that I believe, he should have actually pulled the trigger and got a shot away.
You talk about confidence. I think it's the results what have got the fans confident, and it's overconfidence. Sesco, how is he going to get confident when he's just being used a bit here and a bit there? He should have played. You have to play consistently, right, to be able to be part of the team. And I feel at the moment he's not part of the team and he's not being used correctly. I think he overthought the game yesterday, Ruben Amorim, by withdrawing Sesco and thinking, well, if we need him, we'll bring him on. That's not the way. A lot of money he costs Sesco. I think he's a decent footballer, but he's not going to improve. He's not going to be able to score. He's not going to have the confidence. He didn't have it in front of goal yesterday. He hesitated. He touched it when he shouldn't have touched it. He should have just hit it first time. So for me, a player like Sesco needs to be in the team week in, week out. And there has to be a consistency with that starting 11. And Ruben Amorim isn't doing that.
One player who does look like he's nailed on for his spot week in, week out is the goalkeeper, Le Mans, and we've actually not lost a game since he's come in net, which I don't think we'd be able to say after 5 games that he's played with Andre Onana in goal, in my opinion. And he looks like someone to me who has brought a confidence back into the team. But I also feel as well on the side of that I think we're conceding too many goals.
Yeah, we're conceding too many goals, and there's no fault here to Le Mans, because I thought he had an excellent game yesterday. I mean, he pulled off some terrific saves, and he has give confidence back to the team. But you're not gonna get these goals being stopped if you haven't got a consistent defence. And Ruben Amorim's not doing that, and that's when I go back to it. And other people have pointed it out. You start your 11, you start your best 11, and I'm not sure whether he knows his best 11. I just look at it, he's changing it from week to week, and you can't do that. And I'm thankful that we have got Le Mans. I think we're all thankful we've got a goalkeeper now who should bring stability. But unfortunately, when we played Forest, that stability wasn't there. We sank back. We wasn't going forward. We was under pressure for no reason. We was too passive in that second half, especially at the start. And the same thing happened at Tottenham. So for me, I've just got 10 out of 10 right the way through for Le Mans. He's just being let down, and he must have in front of him a consistent defence, and he's not getting it because he has to have the confidence in the people in front of him. Yes, I think they're doing all right. They're doing a lot better than last year. We know that. But comfortable, that's what Ruben Amorim says we played yesterday. But to be honest with you, so were Spurs. I thought Spurs were so comfortable until United scored.
I mean, for the positives, I've got to look at the both games against Forest and Tottenham, that we ended up coming from behind late on in these games and getting a point, salvaging them, however you want to put it, which I don't think we'd have done last season. And you're looking at Brian Mbeumo there. You touched on him yesterday, mentioning that you think he's the best signing since Bruno Fernandes because of the impact that he's had. I think he scored 5 goals in the Premier League at the moment. And you look at the player who we had last season, just one of them in Garnacho. He's only one away from totaling his whole season goal record. And he's a big, big player, I think, for us already, Mbeumo, not just with the quality with the ball at his feet, but his work rate going backwards as well to help the team just as much as going forward.
I think what it is, it's 11 games into the season. We're going into the international break now. And I think it's a real good time to sort of sit back and reflect on what's gone on and what we've got going forward. Ruben Amorim knows the problems and that, but he also knows, and as Kieron says, and we did say it on the aftermatch, having Mbeumo there is absolutely a blessing in disguise. He's such a professional. And I did say, and I don't think I'm wrong in it, that he is the best player we've signed since we signed Bruno Fernandes. He gives everything. His work rate, back and forth. He never stopped all game. And I think going forward, he is the talisman of this team. Bruno sat there in his position, a different position than last year. And as far as I'm concerned, Mbeumo's running amok. It's just a pity we ain't getting the consistency from the other players.
I mean, it was disappointing. I'm still disappointed because I thought Tottenham were there for the taking yesterday. But I feel both teams struggled in terms of the attack. There was no sort of like end product up there when the ball was moved further up the pitch from United and Tottenham, particularly Tottenham in that first half. I thought De Ligt and Maguire had Richarlison in the back pocket. But again, I'm looking over the last 5 games. Manchester United are unbeaten. And I think a lot of us have got to be happy with that. Yes, you can look at the result against Spurs and Forest and think, yeah, you know, it's just a point. We should have won the game, being in command 1-0 in both of them games. But for me, I'm taking the positives out of these games and looking at it overall, that we can use the international break again to reset as a football club, refresh the players, and then refocus and go again against Everton. And I'm all aboard that deluded train right now. Choo-choo. Yeah. And that we'll get the 3 points against Everton.
Yeah, I think when you look at it compared to last season, I'm over the moon.
Yeah.
I'm over the moon. But what it is, and he said it, Ruben Amorim, the results show we're improving. And that's the disappointment in yesterday's game and the Forest second half performance. They've got it. They're just not strong enough. They're not willing to fight in certain moments in the game. And it's all about hope. And I think that's what's annoying. We was all hoping to be in the top four. They had the opportunity to rise up the table at Forest, and yesterday to rise up the table again.
The loss of Mbeumo, Ahmad and Mazraoui to the AFCON, that does worry me. And I think Ruben Amorim's mentioned it in his interviews and press conferences over the last week, that we will suffer. And when Ruben Amorim says that we'll suffer, boy, do we suffer.
Oh, no, we do suffer. And I have said we'll have carnage and chaos. There's no two ways about it. But it's the hope. It's the hope where we're seeing signs of improvement, especially on last year. And then you think to yourself, well, there's a chance. There's a chance here. Put a little run together. 2 away games, Forest and Spurs away. The opportunity's there. Let's hope we win them, and then we can be right up the table. And you just never know when we come back and we can go again. And quite rightly, we can go again. There's no two ways about it. I'm not disappointed with where we are, right? And with the points, what we picked up at Forest and against Tottenham, right? But it's the hope where you're going into these games and you think, yes, come on, United, you can do it. We know you can do it. And then we get let down. We get let down by certain things. And the main thing, I go back to it again, and I think we will always be let down all season with the wing backs, because they're not up to standard. When the forwards are there, and they weren't there yesterday, the attack wasn't there yesterday. And I believe that's down to Ruben Amorim, how he set the team up, because they were too passive, too slow, passing the ball sideways, backwards and everything. And there was no out ball. So for me, we need to be more attacking. Then you'll get the best out of the wing backs. But we're not going to get the best out of them playing the way they did yesterday. It's all basically, as I see it, sat in our own half, waiting for Tottenham to come over the halfway line, just like they did when we had the ball.
But you sign a striker, and his main job is to put the ball in the back of the net. But I think it goes under the radar a little bit as well with Sesco, in what we've seen this season, that the runs that he actually makes create spaces for the likes of Cunha and Mbeumo when they've started.
But he's got to get a start, and he's got to get a regular start. And this team has to have 11 players starting a game. If we've got dreams or aspirations of getting up that table, the starting 11 has to be consistent week in, week out. And that's my only worry going into the second part of this season.
Train stopped at Tottenham, choo-choo, but I'm all aboard it going into that Everton game, that United will get the 3 points. Just thought I'd do a bit of a brief video today looking back against Spurs and overall in the last 5 games or so in Manchester United's fixtures. Get your thoughts and opinions in that comment section. Smash a like on the video as well to help support the channel, and we'll be back on Monday with another chat, so come and join us and get that notification on. Enjoy your Sunday and take care, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.